How important is branding when it comes to your business? What does that even mean, really? What is branding, and should you invest in it? Hi, I'm Chelsea from digitalreinvention.io. And branding is one of those terms that gets thrown around but isn't really understood. It's one of those abstract terms that often people think of logos or style guides or colors for a brand, and that's their brand. But that's actually not what a brand is. A brand is more of an impression. It's an impression that a company makes in the mind of a person. So you get a certain impression whenever, say, you order a pair of shoes online and they come in the mail and you open up the box and the box has a certain look to it, a certain color perhaps. Maybe the shoes are wrapped in a certain way with a certain kind of tissue paper, or there's a dressing around it, or there's a card inside, and there's a certain impression you might feel from opening up this box of shoes. And you might also have a certain impression whenever you were purchasing the shoes. Say if you go to a website and you're searching and you're using the website to find the particular shoe that you want, and then you find it, and then you check out, and you go through the process and you fill out the form or enter your payment details. That whole experience creates a certain impression for you. And ideally, it's an impression that feels good, and you trust the company because it's clean, because everything looks appropriate, because you see a little lock symbol up in your browser, and you know that this is a trusted website. And so you have this whole experience with this company when you buy your shoes, and then they arrive, and then you put them on. And so the product feels a certain way, and the shoes feel a certain way, and you get a certain impression about the quality of those shoes and that company and the shoes they make because of the way the shoes feel. So all of that is the branding. Also, if you, say, call the company for, say, a customer service request, maybe you want to return the shoes, maybe they aren't the right fit, and you want to get your money back. The experience that you have as you're talking to the customer service representative, or if you're on the website and you're looking to see how you return an item and if you have to pay for it or how that really works, all of that's creating your impression of ease, of trustability, of usefulness, of value of a company. So as you can start to see, a company's website, customer service support and processes, ordering format, packaging, and then the product itself, all of this is the branding. How people speak about your brand out in the market, that's also part of branding. And branding is one of those things that now with, so much of our lives take place online, whether it's getting medical services or ordering and shopping online or getting our full education online these days. So much of it takes place online. So your brand is so much an important part of having people trust you, even if they don't see you and interact with you in person like we used to back in the old days. Now with everything digital, it's actually more important to think about your branding. Not only to consider your logo and your colors and those kinds of design elements, which are important because they do create the aesthetic of your brand, but it's also to think about the impression someone has when they land on your site, when they try to use your site and go through and find what they want. How easy is it for them to find what they want? Do all the links work on all your web pages? What the shopping cart experience is like if someone's purchasing a product on your site. If they do purchase a product and they receive a receipt, what's the receipt look like? Is there a unique message to it that showcases your company's personality? Are there ways you can enhance the experience of your brand by taking time to invest in the way the email looks whenever someone gets a receipt after they place an order, and the way you follow up with them? Or maybe you make a phone call after an order is placed. Can you imagine if you placed an order on Amazon and they called you just to ask you how your experience was, if you had any questions about it, is there anything more they could do for you today? That might be kind of nice in some situations. It also might be kind of annoying. It just depends on who you are. But all of that builds into your brand. So as you're thinking about either improving your website or your brand or reinventing it or redesigning it, or if you're thinking about starting something, one of the best places to start is by thinking about the brand as a whole and the experience and impression you want to create. And then out of that comes the colors you'd like to use that would resonate with your audience, and the look and feel you want with your logo, and how you want your name to stand in the minds of people that you want to interact with, and what the design of your website might look like, and how your customer service team is going to answer the phones and work with people whenever they try to interact with you. All of these things create the broader picture of the character of your company and of your brand. And that informs so much of not only your aesthetics, but all the ways you think about the processes of your company as a whole. And so while it takes longer to build your brand when it's more than just a website or a logo or picking some colors, it does take longer to build an impression in people's minds. You'll build a reputation and brand loyalty and customer loyalty that's solid and priceless because it comes from thinking about all these different areas, these touch points of your brand, and how that occurs and impresses the people that you want to work with. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, I'd love a thumbs up, and I look forward to hearing from you. What do you think? What do you think about branding? Is it something that you think is important, or do you think it's just a bunch of hoopla? I'd love to know. Thank you for leaving a comment, and I'll see you next time.